everyone. Hi, welcome. I am so excited to be here with you all again this year as part of my December Doing It series. This series was developed 2 years ago. We're now in the third year of me showcasing the corporate badass clients that I have and their amazing leadership skills. And it's just such a great opportunity. A lot of people at this time of year start reflecting on the past year and what has worked for them, and also looking for inspiration as we go into 2024 and think about, what do I want to bring to my leadership next year, whether it's to finally get that promotion or also really just to show up as a dynamic corporate badass. So that is what I hope to get out of today's conversation. And as you're listening, if you're listening to today's conversation, please put comments, ask questions. We're here to answer them for you as well. I'd love for this to be as interactive as possible. So let me first introduce myself, because I'm going to spend the rest of the conversation talking to Linda about her leadership. My name is Stacey Mayer. I am the Chief Corporate Badass, executive coach, and promotion strategist. So basically, that means that I help executives become better executive leaders, and I also help them transition quite literally into the executive suite. And we're single-handedly changing the face of the leadership table, one woman at a time. So super excited to be here with you. This is Linda. Linda is one of the clients inside of my leadership table, my executive coaching mastermind. And so, Linda, I'm just going to have you introduce yourself, and then we'll dive right into our conversation. Hi.
Great. Hi, Stacey. Thanks for having me. It's always so fun to talk to you. So I'm looking forward to having this conversation with you. My name is Linda Shen. I'm a program management leader at Apple. I help launch and operate partnership programs and launch healthcare-related products and programs for Apple Health.
And say hi to Linda in the comments if you know her. It's really important. It helps us feel better. It calms the nerves. So thanks. Let's just start out with sharing a little bit more about your specific leadership style and what some of your secrets to success have been.
Yeah, my leadership style certainly has changed over the years, but in more recent years, I would say that I'm a leader who gives people the benefit of the doubt. I always assume good intentions, and I believe that people come to work to do a good job. And having this perspective has really helped me to look for issues in the systems and not necessarily in people. And that has really propelled me to be a better leader. And I think that really shows itself because I have been a leader who has to use more influence, not authority, in more recent years, and having responsibilities that are big without having a lot of people resources. So I have to work cross-functionally in my role, and I have to use influence. And having this assumption of good intentions has helped me to really focus on what's in this work for others, or what's in it for them. And having that focus has helped me to align and better collaborate with others and making me more of a successful leader.
I love that. I think that best intent, assuming best intent, doesn't go without saying. It's really funny. I think we spend a lot of time being frustrated or like, why aren't they doing this? And if you just kind of start from that basic place that we're all here to do an excellent job, that we like our roles, that we want to grow, right? That we want to make whatever we're working on successful, then the
Mhm.
conversations just accelerate from there. So I love that philosophy. It sounds so, I guess it just sounds so simple, and yet to be able to put it in practice says a lot about you, Linda. And I know that that's very much why, why you have had that success. Can you give any examples about how this has really helped you, either, influence without authority, which I'd love to hear more about that, or how you've been able to kind of maybe turn around a negative situation and make it work on your behalf?
Yeah, the more Recent example I can think of is we have a partner organization that we work with closely, and we recently found out that they were not planning on sending this data package that we were expecting. So that's an example. And our team was frustrated because we thought we had aligned on the expectations and the requirements. It was in writing. But again, assuming good intentions that they want to do a good job and they want to help us get this data, we thought through why this was happening, and we had meetings and conversations with them. And in that, we discovered that while the requirements were written out and spelled out, the statement of work didn't contain the same requirements. So again, they were working under the operation and operating under the good assumptions that they were following their direction. So we were able to clear up that miscommunication and set the path forward. But I think that would have been more frustrating had we all expected the worst of each other.
Right. Yeah. Like, why aren't they doing this? Or why isn't it working? Or maybe there's something. I just feel like, and actually, it's not even just me. There's scientific evidence that our brains default to the negative, right? And so this proactive approach of assuming good intent allows you to problem solve on a just more impactful level, right? And then just sort of like, okay, let's look at the service. Oh my goodness, the statement of work doesn't even say what they're supposed to be doing. Of course, they don't know, right? And so maybe we start with a conversation. I love that. That is so good.
Yeah.
So tell us more about, I think a lot of people in the workplace are dealing with challenging situations, difficult conversations, hardships, right? The only thing we know to be certain is that change is happening all around us all the time, right? So, how do you, as a leader, deal with that type of chaos, change, and so that you can really thrive?
I think one thing that I do is I expect mistakes to happen, and in dealing with changes that's coming at you so often, people will make mistakes and there will be errors. And I think having that anticipation helps me manage my expectations. So while I'm assuming best intentions, but I also assume that systems will fail. So that helps me to be really proactive in identifying risks and preventing some of the errors that might happen and working with my team to think through preventative strategies. But also, when mistakes happen, I don't react in a way that's representative of like earth shattering, world falling apart around me. It's more, hey, let's get together, deal with this. We're capable of doing this. We've done this before. We anticipated things to go wrong, and we did our best. So I think that helps us to work as a team to manage changes and expectations together.
Oh my God. I think so many leaders strive to have better executive presence or to remain calm in challenging situations in general, right? Like we know that it's not helpful for us to be like hair on fire all the time. And you just gave such an actionable tip to be able to do that, like very, very practically. And it doesn't go without saying if we expect things to go wrong, so assume best intent, expect things to go wrong, right? Then we can react in a way that is not hair on fire and with the emotional charge that I think so many of us are afraid of. It's like the opposite of executive presence. So yeah, I really appreciate that. And I want to say we've had several people say hi to you. I don't know if you can see the comments, but Marie, Nika, Monica, they're all saying, hi, Linda. Hi. Great conversation. Influencing without authority. I love that. Yeah. So it's very important. And so to kind of close out today's conversation, I would love to just ask you why you personally feel motivated to have that voice at the table.
I think with that, I would answer that I feel really motivated to have the voice at the table because of this like mantra that I usually say to others, and that's why not me? And I don't say why not me as like why not me at the seat at the table as if I have this like sense of entitlement or that someone's gonna like hand me a promotion. But it's something that phrase, that question, why not you, is something I say very often to my mentees and friends. I often speak with these very qualified people who care and who are competent and they're good at their jobs, but they don't necessarily see themselves at the table. And they actually pull themselves out of the race when it comes to going to the next rung on the ladder. And I see that happening because my friends or mentees don't necessarily identify themselves to be someone who can be at the table because they look at the table and they say, there are not a lot of people who look like me or think like me. And perhaps people have different backgrounds or different ideas. But when I see qualified people who are competent and caring, I really want to encourage them to get themselves out there and put themselves in the race, and certainly don't pull yourselves, out of the race. And I really feel passionate about that. And I feel passionate about that because I think being a leader who cares and is also competent, I think that's a lethal combination. And every organization would benefit from having people with that lethal combination. So I just say that to myself, why not me? And I say that to everybody, why not you? You deserve a seat at the table and you deserve to have a voice.
Oh my gosh, so good. I got goosebumps even when you said, why not me? I've heard this phrase, right? It's not new information, but we can really feel it. And just like you described with your mentor, your mentees, and when you're having conversations with people, you can see that in them. And you're like, are you kidding? Why not you? Raise your hand, put your name in it. At the very least, let them tell you no, not yourself. Right. And so I love that. And then just thinking about as you continue to grow, and I have no doubt you have many, many years left in your career and the impact that you're going to continue to make at your organization and beyond. And even just being here today as a role model for so many people, I'm really, really grateful. Thank you, Linda. Thank you for your leadership and your advice. So good. Anything else that you want to share as we wrap things up?
Oh, no, I just want to say thank you, Stacy. Thank you for this time. And I do want to kind of plug in that I do also think you are a leader who is caring and competent. And, whenever I speak with you, I always think, man, I wish more people could connect with you and talk to you about their career because you make this conversation so fun. So I would love to give that plug to say, hey, reach out to Stacy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. So speaking of that, we have done some really incredible panel discussions over the last couple of months. And all of them are incredibly inspiring. So if you're looking for something to put into your earbuds over the holidays and you want to remind yourself of what's possible, remind yourself of why not you, then I recommend starting out with a conversation that I had with 3 incredible leaders. And you can access that at stacymayer.com/supernatural. I will link to that, or if anybody who is watching can just put that in the comments, that would actually be super helpful. stacymayer.com/supernatural. You can download that panel discussion for free and listen back to it. Constant inspiration. And then also we're going to be here every Tuesday. This was our first episode of this year, and I'll be back every Tuesday at this exact same time. We'll be sharing event invites, and you can also just come to my page. Make sure that you're following me. Make sure that you're on my email list at stacymayer.com/email so that you can receive the updates. Because truthfully, I am passionate about this. Like Linda said, I want more people to find me, not for selfish reasons, but because the tools that I have work to help you get your career in the right place so that you not only have that voice, but you feel confident as you continue to grow and grow and grow and be able to give back to so many other people in the world. Truthfully, it happens every single day. So thank you, Linda. Thank you for sharing your voice. I look forward to our conversation next week as well. And follow Linda if you're not already on LinkedIn too. All right. Thank you.